What's going on, Neon Nation, and welcome back to the Neon Arcade for some more Cyberpunk 2077 news. I didn't want to wait till the end of the week to get this one out to you guys because there are even more exciting details via a new PlayStation UK magazine featuring just how many cars and variants are available in Night City, details on some specific weapons with some incredibly unique properties, and how exactly this will affect gameplay, some details on the game's rating in Germany and if it will be censored, as well as 2077 leading the pack for Gamescom Awards nominations and a potential presence at Gamescom. Before we get into that, you guys already know 15% off displayed metal art, which does include Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher designs, so if you are interested, link in the pinned comment. Jumping into the news, we have a flurry of new details and screenshots from the latest edition of the official PlayStation magazine. Big shout out to Devianaut aka NightCityio for making me aware of this information. Go check him out, he's doing some great work mapping out Cyberpunk 2077, and you can download his work on his site. First up, we have some information via Paweł Mielniczuk that during the development of Cyberpunk, CDPR ran into the issue of what they wanted the visual design to encompass. Did they want a purely futuristic game, a retro-futuristic game, or a game completely embedded in the 80s? Part of the pre-production process was creating hundreds of pieces of concept art and coming to the conclusion that a blend of these eras would be the vision and to create the four visual styles that we've come to know and love. The flashy, bold, and retro kitsch, the luxurious look of neo-kitsch, the sharp and corporate neo-militarism, and the working-class look of entropism. These styles are reflected in the architecture, the tech, the cyberware, and the guns. Night City will have a very overt gun culture, which artist Ben Andrews likens to American gun culture gone crazy. Everyone has a weapon, and they're as common as any other product you'd find on the shelves in today's day and age. One such weapon is the budget arms Slot-O-Matic, which comes in a variety of colors. It's a disposable weapon, can be purchased from a vending machine, can't be reloaded, and isn't all too accurate or even safe. This weapon was introduced as a more satirical and out-of-the-box concept within Night City's gun culture. In many ways, it's a snapshot of just how crazy Cyberpunk's normality has become. There are also weapons which have reached the upper cusp of technological innovation, some of which can only be wielded with special cyberware. One of the weapons mentioned was an RSUC, a smart rifle, which fires mini-guided explosive rockets and can only be used with certain cyber optics required for smart weapons. There is an image shown of two RSUC rifle variants, with most notably the scope, the suppressor, and the type of ammunition used as being different between them. We also have the RSUC pistol shown off in the first equip sequence, and we see the striking red end of the clip at the bottom. Borg weapons are also prevalent and will require you to build your character with strength in mind. These can only be used by those who have undergone certain augmentations to manage the raw power and recoil produced. Not having these augmentations will actually cause your character to be thrown to the floor when firing them. If you are underclassed, you're going to have a tough time using these behemoths. Cyberware was based on heavy research into modern day prosthetics and how they could naturally evolve in 2077's alternate timeline. They did want to be authentic in design, but at the same time they're making a game and also didn't want to be overly bound in their creations. Mielniczuk mentions that designing characters for Cyberpunk is easier than The Witcher 3 to a certain degree because the future has so many materials to experiment with, including silks, plastics, leathers, linens, as well as a diverse array of color. Matching these colors and the details in clothing that are meant to dangle and droop as the character moves through space did present a challenge. The team also undertook the task of removing most zippers, seams, and buttons to make garments look slightly more manufactured, which again was quite challenging. Car design was largely inspired by 80s and 90s designers like Marcello Gandini, who designed for Lamborghini. The team also looked towards the De Tommaso Pantera and the Alfa Romeo Carabo, which are quintessential cyberpunk vehicles of the past. Complex modern concept arts were not the focus, and the team who switched from The Witcher 3 took a fair bit of time to adjust. The game has around 29 base models of cars that come in countless varieties, including nomad sets, since the bumpy terrain of the Badlands demands vehicles that are better suited for this. Nomads augment and upgrade the cars themselves, and since they are proficient engineers and techies, it does fit in nicely with the lore of the world. These cars aren't simple reskins, as variant modifications also affect how they drive. Some variants of cars feature crystallized dome technology, meaning that traditional windows are replaced with a screen that wraps all the way around you, letting you see the outside. It's basically an LCD screen with armor outside, mentions Mielniczuk. When you get into the car, you shut the door and it's completely dark in there, and after a minute it lights up. This tech is mainly used by the rich and mighty on their high-end vehicles. Super expensive cars will only have color variants since they are unique and costly to produce, whereas cheaper vehicles and more common vehicles will have more variants since they are more prevalent in the world. In terms of examples, the Quadra-Type 66 comes in the standard model, the Nomad variant, as well as several others. Moving on, we have 6 nominations for Cyberpunk 2077 during the Gamescom Awards, which honor the best titles participating in Gamescom 2020, which runs from August 27th to the 30th. This low-key might be a hint that we could see something additional from Cyberpunk at Gamescom, so keep your eyes peeled out for this one. Finally, we have news that the German version of Cyberpunk 2077 will be sold without censorship or cuts and has received an 18+ rating. Fantastic news for those in Germany. I'm sure Andre from Night City Life is going to be very happy with that one. There you guys have it, a bit more news to satiate your 2077 appetite. As always, for anything and everything 2077, join Neon Nation by subscribing to the Neon Arcade.